This is a Headgum original.
I didn't mean to insult Anya.
I mean, this whole room is shit.
That's crazy.
I don't like the way they feel.
Which ones do you like?
I don't know.
What do you have in New York?
Beats by Dre.
Sorry. I'm not going to stand for the Studio G slander.
Did we
Thank you,
start?
Geoff.
There's no way, because we didn't hear
It's like a preamble. Maybe we're starting something new where there's like a cold open.
I see.
It's cold,
Really?
cold, very cold.
We didn't
Yeah.
hear
Ice
the...
cold.
I just turned Anya
Theme song.
against me.
Yeah.
This is our first time on the show together, and you're starting out saying that the headphones feel cheap on your head.
I know you made them.
I didn't know you heard me.
We're not
Take
treating it
it
with the reverence
personally.
that I've been begging for people to let me record in Studio G.
Okay.
Here we are, and the first words out of Amir's mouth is that the headphones are bad.
I didn't say that.
Didn't say that.
You didn't disagree.
I mean, they are incredibly cheap, and this whole place is shoddily designed
this
slash
is crazy.
constructed. But
You co-signed, you guarantored Jake's quote. I do have some qualms with the Studio G.
We
No,
couldn't hear-
hold
Wow,
on,
you wanted
stop.
to get in here for such a long time. You're
My
you're
main
here and you're
thing-
instantly upset.
My main thing is I feel like the walls could have been a salmon or a
Coca-Cola.
cola.
Yeah, we know.
Maybe like an off brown.
Off brown.
In a way.
What
let's
about
keep the main
Chime?
thing the main thing.
I mean,
Wait.
look at the background behind Amir. It's sort of halfway. I don't want to get ahead of myself between a salmon or a cola.
Are you-
And his part of the frame looks very cherry.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's just one simple question you can answer. Oh,
That was a cold open.
Nice.
With the button of "Are you fucking kidding me?" It took us what?
perfect.
No.
5
Honestly,
minutes to.
Stop recording.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, I have to wait for the music. Okay.
I don't like
what
the energy.
headphones do you guys use in New York?
I don't know, but they're not this.
Where's
They're
my camera?
different.
It's there.
Who doesn't know?
You're on the single. You're on the
Why do
single.
I have to
doesn't
know what
even know.
headphones we
Here we
have
go,
in
here
New
we
York
go.
to not like these?
Kicking things off.
Do they
They're not
feel
mutually
expensive?
exclusive. The ones
sir?
in New York, yeah, they have a nice weight to them.
I'm going to hold him and you slap him in the nose.
Anya, now's the perfect time for the first ever Anya's druthers.
That was the perfect
Okay.
time, 30 seconds into the episode.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
because she
Well,
said
'cause
she
she's
was
got
like,
something
"Where's
to
my
say."
camera?"
I'm
She
ready.
said, "Where's my camera?" She
Do I
has
have to
stuff
look
say.
into camera?
Look into this camera. Yeah.
Okay, here's what I have to say. Here's what I've learned over my first 2 years here at Headgum. You cannot design, this is too loud. You cannot design a studio by committee. Everybody has their fucking little opinions. There's not one thing that I've brought into either one of these studios that hasn't been remarked upon by either a coworker or one of our beautiful and talented hosts. I just got a text out of nowhere. He's adjusting the cameras. Should have done this earlier. I just got a text out of nowhere that apparently my friend, Nick Weiger of the Doughboys, just went on a rant in the other studio about the new timers I bought that I thought were really cute and easy to use. Here's what I have to say. If you can't come up with stuff to talk about on your podcast that isn't something that's directly in front of you, like you're playing fucking I Spy, you should not be in this business. You should
I shouldn't
find
be in
another
Studio
line
G
of
or
work.
Studio H.
What?
You shouldn't be in either studio most of the time. But you do use the parking lot outside as your personal car garage, even though I've told you many
Uncovered,
times
more
that
of a
we...
carport.
Yeah. But you did leave the car there overnight.
Overnight, because
and
I
it's-
had
Into the
no,
next
not
day.
just overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight, okay, you come pick it up in the morning.
Yeah.
All the next day.
because I was
Yeah.
hungover.
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
It's not my car. If I'm hungover, I can't claim that because I can't drive that. Because you can still have, by the way, alcohol in your blood
Yeah.
the day after if you drank enough.
You
You
shouldn't
should
even
drink
be
and
drinking.
drive.
You have a head injury.
I have a concuss.
So,
This is turned
All
in
this
from
to
an
say-
Anya's druthers to
all
like, let's
this
all
to
jump down
say-
Jeff's throat.
all this to say, if you have a problem with something in the studio, you can talk to me about it off air.
I did.
thought
I will.
I've already
did.
done the headphones before. I didn't even know we
I'm
were
here
rolling.
every
I
night.
I feel like I
Let's
incited
get
this
a
whole
poll.
entire
Let's
thing.
get a shine green.
Nothing.
And nobody gave
You're
me
gonna have
I'm
the
getting
walls
lumped
falling.
in with
He's
Jeff.
saying that the
I'm
headphones
We're saying the
are
headphones
uncomfortable.
don't feel
I'm on
good.
my
That's
hands and knees
unrelated
here
to the
every
design.
single
I like
day.
the headphones.
Every
I
single
like
day.
Studio
I am
G.
taping
You're wearing
down
different headphones than
wires.
I am, by the way.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
nicer headphones
Wow.
than we
These
do.
are not nicer. These are nicer.
Really?
I
Yes.
love Studio G. I like it better than Studio H.
I
Which
don't want to hear that either.
what do you mean?
They're both nice. We worked
You
really
didn't set
hard
up
on them.
Studio H.
Yes, I did.
At the beginning?
When Geoff had a problem with the paint was the day we were painting. That's when he
yeah.
came to me with suggestions for other paint
Yeah,
colors.
he's like,
it
does
was
it have
too
to
late.
be charcoal?
I
And you're
had
like
a
rolling
sampler.
it.
Yes.
I had the card.
It
I had
looks
a brinjal.
nice in here. This
I had
is a nice
shine
color.
green.
This
I
is
agree.
a nice color.
Yes, that's
this
a
is
nice color
This
because
is
that
nice.
looks like cola.
This is actually bad because we haven't finished designing it yet, but it will be nice.
What's
and
different?
people will have a fucking
I
problem
love
with
the
it.
studio. I love every part of the studio. I just wish it was a shine green. I just
So
wish it
not
was
every
a cola.
part of the studio.
Why do you want
When will
headphones
we
to be
stop
heavy?
playing this music? It's driving me insane.
Why do you want headphones? Why do you want the headphones to be heavy on your head? It's good that they're light.
Because heavy is the head that wears the crown.
I don't like how wide these
Studio
feel.
Jeff.
Can we start over? This is not how I thought it would
I
go
did,
at
me
all.
too.
We've only ever gotten along.
Yeah.
I've been
This is
enjoying the
crazy.
day because we're in Studio G.
Cheers. Fresh
You're
start.
food poison.
Love it.
You are Jardia. You're a Nora man.
Yeah. I was
You
going to say I'm
infect
sort of
people.
Noro. Yeah.
Yeah. Just being near you
turned-
creates
What about
enemies.
Brother against sister
Yeah.
between Jake and Anya.
I was going to say, because I was trying to get Micah in here as well.
You're an ear
Brother
wig.
against
Follows
brother
suit,
as well,
against
yeah.
brother
and
as
an
well.
ear wig.
Studio H is what it is. We had the space to work with that we had. We maximized it, right? The colors weren't quite there. The content followed suit.
This is
And now we
fucking
have
crazy.
Studio G, in which we have Jake Johnson recording, right? We're here to help
He
podcast.
records in Studio
He
H
records
as
in
well.
both.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. I think it's more about the amount of people that it is
yeah.
Caliber of guests.
we don't think one is better than the other. That's just
It's
you.
the quantity of
Yeah.
guests, not
it's
the quality
quantum
of
leap
hosts.
between Studio H and G.
Similar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I feel like I have some ground rules for this episode.
Okay.
And I feel like if I had started with those, we
Mhm.
wouldn't have gotten into this negative feedback loop, this Ouroboros of poison that we've
Right.
entered into.
This episode would be different from all the others.
If we say these ground rules.
Go ahead.
Right.
Number one is overlapping dialogue.
We did that a lot.
Right.
Obviously, we've adhered to that.
Yeah.
Are these the same ground rules from the previous
No,
weeks?
these are brand new ground
the
rules.
first one, well, not
It'll
really.
always
The first
be
one's the
overlapping.
same.
It-
First
I'm
one
actually
is
with
the
Jake
same.
on
job
this
of
one.
this right
Yes.
now.
All
This is actually
Still
mending
overlap.
our relationship, so keep going.
Yeah.
Number two is let's not delve too much into the past. Right?
Interesting. For example,
Okay.
the studio's
Yeah.
already been built. There's nothing we can do.
Like,
Right.
well, that's a great example as well. And
Let's
I think
not
that
delve too much into the. I don't know how you've been talking about the colors of the studios for.
well,
for weeks.
Something
the
was
colors
decided
endure.
months
The
ago.
colors are in the present because they're right here.
Yeah, and they're not salmon.
Yeah,
they're
but I
not
mean, it's been
cola.
asked and
We might
answered.
need to rule out salmon.
Has he been
We
talking
might
about
need to
that
roll
already?
out cola.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so annoying.
I agree that we should not dwell on the studios of yore, the studios of now.
Yeah.
I also think, you guys have like the Jake
What's
and Amir-
ground rule 3?
This is ground rule 2.
Okay. I know. I know.
We haven't gotten quite
Yeah.
through ground rule 2. We have the Jake and Amir watch Jake and Amir. I know that that's great, but that's your guys' Patreon, right? This is the Headgum podcast. So let's
Weird
not
plug.
dwell on the past.
Yeah.
We're not
Let's
talking about
move
it.
forward
I paid him to mention that.
instead of dwelling so much. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good plug.
Okay.
Let's
3.
create new stuff.
By the way, I got that. You didn't need to hammer it home to that extent.
past home, not just home.
Yeah.
No.
Back to the dugout, basically.
For
Right.
sure.
Number 3 is if possible. I thought we were in Studio H, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If possible, let's move into Studio G. So we're already
We're
already nailing ground rule number 3, which is to
It's a
record in
rule.
Studio G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. This one we didn't do great on.
Uh-huh.
Number 4 was if Anya has gripes with me, sprinkle them in throughout the episode.
No, I got
not
them all out
just
of the way.
berate me all at once.
Okay. That's hard.
Yeah.
And
I
too
mean,
late.
I think it's what we did is arguably better.
5.
I have a suggestion. Cut
5.
up what I said and kind
Yeah.
of sprinkle it in throughout the episode.
That's good. Maybe we could even make them soundboard buttons. 5 is Jake. Let's not talk about the kid, right?
Gemma?
Oh,
My
no,
daughter?
don't.
You have a kid. You didn't invent them.
Yeah. I didn't bring her up.
I know, but you
Yeah.
might
No, I
later
actually
on.
love Gemma. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
I
it.
love
So do
Gemma.
I.
Is she
Gemma
coming
loves
today?
You clearly don't.
Gemma cracked up when she was in my lap.
Yeah, did she?
I thought she was either laughing or crying.
I think she
Perverted when it comes
I'm
from
trying to
you, the way
remember.
you said it.
Yeah, she might have smiled. She might have
Is she coming
smiled.
She had a little bit of joy. My point is
today.
just, and
It's
here we
raining.
go, right?
You brought her up.
I'm saying from now on, heads
Fine.
here forth.
Fine.
Ground rules.
Really mean rule. Fine. I won't do it.
The last rule is to enjoy the ride.
Okay.
Can we all just agree to try to have a good time?
We could try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I didn't.
I would say
Agree,
you killed
but-
the mood, but it also started bad. And then,
Jake and Amir, two guys that are fine. In 2010, Jake dated. And all things considered, their success is less than earned. Now here's a one-off podcast to show that coming up with segments is really hard. Dregments. On the Headgum podcast. Dregments. Each Geoff better than segments. Dregments. It's the best of all Headgum shows. Now then, meet your perfect brown host. Oh my god. I have COVID.
who made this art for you?
I did.
Really?
Pretty good.
It looks great.
Yeah.
The one on the left looks cool.
Yeah.
So Ferris made a theme song for you,
Ferris has COVID.
and he made that.
I texted him. I said, hey, first episode ever tomorrow of Dregments.
Yeah.
Dregments is a new segment on the Headgum podcast called Dregments, which is
Okay.
basically the point of this, the crux of this short,
Yeah.
is to prove once and for all that it's hard as shit to come up with new segments every week.
Okay.
People give me a lot of guff. They're like, you got to put more effort into this shit. This is me putting more effort into it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
You guys have a show where you have to come up with new segments every week.
Mhm.
It's hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is hard.
But they
Really?
Well, it's hard to come up with good ones.
Okay, great.
You can come
So
up with shitty ones easily.
I thought it was going to take the whole episode to get you to admit that.
Oh, really?
We don't have to
Why?
do the rest of it.
Well, what about is there anything beyond that art?
Yeah, is there a segment?
Do you have segments?
And why dreg?
There are Dregments.
What
Because
is-
it's like bottom of the barrel,
I see.
dregs.
So what's
Yeah.
an example of a dregment?
I'm so glad you asked. Welcome to Who's 101.
Who is 100? This
we have
is
to name
based.
celebrities that are 101.
Is this
You
based
guys-
on
yeah.
when we did
Who's 58?
Who's 58 or
Yeah.
who's 55?
Exactly
We've done some
right.
different ages. Okay.
Who's 101?
I don't know anybody that's 101.
Is William Shatner up there? He's in his
There's
90s,
no
right?
way they're over 100. There's no celebrity that's over 100.
I think Shatner's maybe pushing 80.
Betty White died at like 99.
Who,
I was
no,
gonna
you know
say
who,
99.
who's the guy that created all the sitcoms?
Chuck
Chuck Lorre?
No. No. Older.
And he recently passed.
Uh-huh.
We only find out about celebrities that reached
Carl,
Carl Reiner.
Weathers.
not
No.
him, not Carl Weathers.
He did pass. All right.
I
How-
think Carl Reiner, I think he was
101. Is
Was
Mel
How
or
old
Brooks?
is?
is
It's who
Rupert?
is.
How about
Shit, I don't know
Rupert
this.
Murdoch? How old is he?
Should we get a number crunch on that?
Yeah.
Sure. 101 is so beyond the pale. Like 95 is almost too old.
Rupert Murdoch is 92.
that's
We're
crazy.
still 9 years shy of Murdoch.
Sure.
These are people who were born in 1922.
These are people who were born with a gift, and the gift was to age old.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this game is just name the oldest celebrity we could think of.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anybody?
I don't know why you
higher
guys
than-
are shitting on this segment.
How old is Mel Brooks?
How old is Mel Brooks?
Yeah, that's
Gotta
part of the
be
game. You look it up.
90. 90? Is that possible?
It's possible.
97.
Oh,
Is that
right?
true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's
That's
still alive.
incredible. That's
pretty
incredible.
You guys put stakes to this, right? It's cash.
So
Norman
we've-
Lear.
yeah.
You Googled it.
No, I asked someone.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God.
Who did you ask?
Jeeves.
Google?
Anya's disqualified for Googling. You're
I'm
not allowed to be on your
not.
phone. Obviously, you did.
I'm
Well, that
not.
person, I
Obviously
think
you
Norman
did.
Lear recently passed, so that's
did.
another reason.
And he was
Then it
101.
doesn't
He was
work.
literally 101.
He was 101.
Right, but he's
But he's
dead.
gone.
Yeah, doesn't work if they're dead.
He doesn't exist
But he only
anymore.
died in December.
He died in deceit. He ceased to desist.
And now he is deceased.
he ceased to desist. That's good.
Come on, let's get to
Come on, you
101.
haven't guessed.
Oh, Jimmy Carter.
President?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still alive. Barely.
He's still in hospice. He just celebrated 1 year in hospice.
Could be 99.
Do you celebrate that?
Jimmy Carter is 99.
I think his
Ooh.
family
Yeah.
probably celebrated it.
We have to go until you guys get it.
We almost nailed
Is there
it.
someone that you have in mind?
Yeah, I know.
You know one
A celebrity?
a celebrity
I'm
that's 101?
kind of producing in this capacity. I'm sort of the Casey of these druthers.
It's
These
not.
I mean,
druthers.
older than Jimmy Carter is really tough.
Yeah.
We need someone who was like 80
Can you
in
narrow it down?
1980.
Can I narrow it to 101? So
No, like the kind of person. Like, is it actor, comedian, celebrity, politician?
Architect, stage actress, and widow.
Famous widow. Who's famous for having a dead husband?
Wait, it's a woman architect?
There's 3. I have 3 that I was
I
like,
see.
we probably
is Nancy Reagan alive?
Is Nancy Reagan alive? Do you hear yourself when you're guesting?
No, she's dead.
She's dead, right?
Because
Yeah.
people are
She's
making a lot of jokes about
gone.
her giving head in heaven.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would never.
Or hell, actually, I should say.
Jesus Christ. Can we not politicize
Architect?
or Dregments?
Wait, who'd you say? Was that your guess?
I didn't say anything, but Frank Lloyd
You said
Wright?
Jesus Christ.
Don't they?
Famously
He's
dead at 33.
2024 years old, technically. But he's
Years
gone.
No,
young
he
today.
ceased to desist,
Years
didn't
hung,
he?
yeah.
Isn't he?
He ceased to desist.
Yeah.
And he,
I mean, Carter is the leader in the clubhouse. You guys have to get closer if you want.
Yeah, that's really tough.
At any
Can say
point,
it
you guys
again?
could call
Architect,
uncle.
widow, and what?
Stage actress.
And those are 3 different people. One of them is a famous widow.
All 3 different people.
But
But
maybe
I
it's
wouldn't
like
put
a
it past
somebody's
the architect
wife.
that they maybe did
Also
community
lose a
theater,
husband.
yeah,
Right.
and lost their husband.
Yeah, because
Barbara Bush?
oh, that's not bad.
Thank you.
I love that you're in the political sphere, which is very interesting.
I'm trying to get
she's
more
dead.
involved.
She's gone.
right,
but
on.
it was 92.
In
Kinda
92,
close.
she died.
.
Is George H.W. alive?
No, he's dead. Okay.
You guys can call Drunkle anytime.
Who's Drunkle?
I don't mean like phone a fiend. I mean like.
Everything you say is wrong.
I mean like you can call Uncle and be like, I can't take this
Oh,
shit anymore.
Uncle. Yeah.
Uncle or
I-
Drunkle? Uncle
Drunkle.
means
I
nothing.
give up. Drunkle. I give up.
Frank Lloyd Wright? Frank Gehry?
We were looking for Oslovian architect famous for designing the Sandefjord Town Hall and the Norwegian Maritime Museum, Trond Eliassen.
Yeah.
I thought he
So I
was
wasn't going to get
100.
that even with a
Is
hint.
he really 101?
You thought
Yeah.
he seems younger.
He
His
seems
birthday,
younger.
well, he's about
He
to be
seems
102.
hunger.
His birthday is in March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's about to be
I was
100,
gonna
that's
say
huge.
he's a Pisces for sure.
Do you think that he's going to
But
be
I
on the
think-
Today Show Smuckers segment?
I don't think he can make it out of bed anymore.
Who's the famous widow?
Rachel Robinson, Jackie Robinson's
Wow.
wife,
Yeah.
former wife.
Mhm.
He is gone. Also would have taken Janice Page,
Thanks.
stage actress in a way.
Yeah. got
And
it.
Norman Lear. Norman Lear was the one that I thought somebody might actually guess.
I did guess it.
You Googled it.
I did
and
not. I
guessed.
texted Nick.
Really?
Yeah, he's been to his house a lot.
Wait, how old is Nick? Maybe this
Wow.
is 101.
Crazy.
34.
He's not 101.
He's 35.
He looks great.
I almost nailed Nick.
What do you mean?
His age.
I see.
Good thing he doesn't listen to this show.
It's this portion of the show that I had open for you to fucking give your druthers.
I already did it.
So I don't know what else because we have 12 minutes before the next one. It's sort
You
of,
shouldn't have assigned that to Ferris.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mhm.
That
he has
wasn't for
COVID.
you to do.
Yeah.
So there was only one Dregment? It's Dregments plural. On
No, there's
the-
a lot. the next one is timed, right?
What do you
so
mean
it's
it's
obviously
timed?
it's
I had
timed.
12 minutes to talk about how you shouldn't park your car all
I
day in the parking
thought
lot.
Who's 101 was gonna take like 15.
How long did it take? It felt like it took 30 minutes.
30, yeah. I thought it was gonna be less, and we time it out perfect. It's okay to wax. It's okay to have fun. We're in
the middle
Studio
of the
G.
segment. Yeah. Fine.
Honestly, Jake being here is more of like an exciting moment and a momentous occasion than a different studio. Like Jake hasn't done this show in 6 months.
And I would agree with you because he hasn't
Right.
done the show in a bit.
Since your wedding.
We've
That's the
never
last time.
done the show here.
yeah.
He's been on the show before. We've never done it in Studio G.
But this doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect the show.
What is this?
You
You
could
know how
have
much
done this
blood,
show.
sweat, and sweat equity,
Blood equity.
blood equity that Anya put into this shit.
And cola paint.
I just heard, boy, it doesn't matter what paint's on the wall. She worked her fucking ass off for this shit. Let alone
Don't-
Casey.
I don't think it's funny to do it as a bit.
You can't make fun of her or give her praise
He's
as a
not
bit.
giving me praise.
He is.
He's not.
I
was
do
fake.
mean this.
It was fake and faint.
It was not faint.
It was praise. Whether he was being sarcastic or not is a dealer's choice.
The praise
but
is
it was,
real.
Yeah.
I think the studio's amazing. I have a note, which is cola, but that doesn't mean the studio's not great. I've been begging them to let me in.
We get
Studio G.
enough feedback, I think, in the YouTube comments that you're good. It's covered.
What are the
About the
YouTube
paint?
comments?
Just
like?
in general, people
Shine
love to say
green,
like,
might have
"Oh,
been
you
good."
guys should have edited this a little bit fast." You know, I'm an editor, I know. If you guys want
Yeah.
to hear it from someone I've been in the industry for a long time.
Sweet. Yeah. So if you have anything to say about the editing or the style of the studio,
Yeah,
sound off
definitely.
in the comments below.
I want to hear it.
Well, it's hard because I'm
Yeah.
going to edit this, right? So it's
Right.
like I don't really know if I want the
If you have
feedback
anything
on
to
that.
say about Geoff, sound off in the comments.
I don't know about that because I feel like they already sound off and that's without permission.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is-
freedom of speech. They can express themselves.
I don't
It's
know if they
ultimately
should
it's
have
good for
that.
the company because it's like engagement. It gets like the video up in the algorithm. So.
And I appreciate that. I just wish that the reason why it's going up in the algorithm is
Was
joy
because the
and
show was good.
positivity.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
it's
think
not.
people should just say what they want, and if it turns out that it's negative, then you should take that as
But I'm not even
know,
open
kind
to
of a sign that
constructive
you-
criticism.
Yeah,
Does that make
clearly,
sense?
yeah.
Right.
It seems like you have a very thin skin.
Yeah. No, it's like obviously the layer is there, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Your
it's sort of
epidermis
sheer.
is showing.
It's I'm molting.
You're
I'm
right.
sort
you're
of
translucent.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
shedding my previous skin, which was thin, for another one. That's
Yeah.
more of a
Thinner.
veneer. Yeah,
Like a snake,
It's
like
a
a reptile.
sheer-
You're a reptilian man.
a sheer veneer.
veneer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'm enmeshed with the idea of having mesh. Does that make sense?
It doesn't.
He had the mesh.
He
He had
his
skin that was
mesh.
mesh.
It was enmeshed. It was a graveyard mesh.
Mesh. His name was Mahesh. So
All right. Well, if we're done, there's like some other.
we're
stuff I
not
need to
done.
He has a fucking gun. I saw him flashing a gat.
Jake tried to tell me I needed a gun.
Yeah. I suggested.
I heard
Well, I asked-
recording now, like the Zoom started recording.
I asked if you had a gun.
And then you said, no, you said we should get you one.
Yeah. Well, when you said you didn't have one, I said we should get you a gun. Right. But I
That's
didn't.
nice.
Yeah. So
I
it didn't
appreciate-
come out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
said, "Do you have a gun?"
I said no.
Yeah. And then I said we should get you a Glock.
Or at least a nice musket.
Yeah.
You guys play a game on your show called Mystery Guest.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I'm buying time.
You said a lot of unfair things, but that fact was definitely not.
This is the segment I like to call Shivering Guest.
George Saba.
You can't just guess out of nowhere. And that's not correct.
That's not correct.
Riley.
Riley Anspaugh.
Shut up. Right?
Did you think that rhymed?
Is it Miles?
Mystery with
Miles
shivering?
Bonsignore.
Miles Monsignor is pretty good. Why do you keep on playing the intro?
Because I'm trying to have another fucking edit point where I can get rid of your guys' nonsense, right? Here we go. This is a segment I like to call Shivering Guest.
Miles Bonsignore.
Just let me introduce the segment first,
Okay.
right?
Okay, yeah.
This is just like Mystery Guest. Only in this version, our mystery guest is currently standing outside in a below freezing climate without a jacket.
Like outside the studio?
In a cold climate.
Right.
Like right outside the studio?
Well, it's not a cold climate here. It's not below freezing.
Shivering Guest, can you text in the chat to let us know that you're here and that you are outside?
We can hear them breathing.
Yeah. Also, mute yourself, Shivering Guest. Obviously.
Your teeth chattering is very distracting, shivering guest.
I need you to be colder, shivering guest.
Shivering Guest, you can also text me.
If you're too
I think
cold,
they
use the
died.
phone.
Did you freeze to death, shivering
They
guest?
have
You can put a
frostbite.
sweater on until you go live, shivering guest.
We need to get them one of those like
I am
metallic.
outside. Okay,
Okay, great.
They chatted. I
I'm
am
outside.
outside.
All right,
Scary.
so you guys all get 20 guesses collectively.
Okay.
20 guesses total.
Let's guess where they are first.
Right.
I'm most curious if it's here or New York.
I don't think
I
that's
think it
part
has
of
to
it.
be New York. Well,
We can ask. That'll
yeah.
eliminate.
Should we
Shivering
ask
guest,
questions?
are you standing outside in New York?
Shivering Guest, are you in New York City?
40 minutes later.
They're like,
Fingers
Frostbitten
frozen.
thumbs. Yes.
yes.
Oh, they are in
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
So truly a freezing climate.
So who would Geoff ask
Johnny.
to
Johnny.
do this?
Johnny's my first
Yeah.
guess also.
Do you
Okay.
want to jump straight to guessing names? Because by the way, you've already guessed. Is it George Saba? Is it
Those
Riley
don't count as
Anspaugh and
guests.
Miles?
Yeah, you
You made an
restarted the
edit
segment.
cut point and you reintroduced
No
the
one even
segment,
heard us
didn't you?
guess that.
Didn't you?
Fine.
So why are we going to be down 2 guesses for that?
But
like-
now we can't edit this out.
We'd like
Yeah.
to guess Johnny Villa.
All right. Shivering Guest, are you Johnny Villa?
He's not.
Not Johnny
Or
Villa.
she is not.
Okay, so it's
What did
someone
that-
in New
what did that
York
say? It was a full sentence.
that
It says,
that
I'm not
Geoff
Johnny Villa.
feels
Oh.
comfortable asking to stand outside. I think I wouldn't put it past you to ask Marika, but I don't think she'd
She would
do
do
it.
She's
Should
too
we ask
busy.
if this person has ever done this podcast before?
Oh, that's a
That's
good
not
idea.
going to help. Sorry.
Yes, it will.
Ask.
Might help a lot.
Ask.
Shivering guest, have you been on this podcast before?
Shivering guest, have you been on this podcast before? The audio is here, so I have to repeat
I see.
everything you said.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Headgum employee?
Wait, should we ask, not to be binary, but should we ask if it is a male or a female?
Yeah, or at the very
Well,
least
yeah.
identifies as such.
Yeah, do you identify it? Does the
It has
shivering
to be
guest
yes or no.
Does shivering guest
identify
identify
as female?
as a woman?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, a freezing cold
So it's
woman
not
in New York.
Johnny.
Shivering
Unless-
guest, do
do
you
they
work?
work for Headgum?
Yeah, do you work at Headgum? Do you work for Headgum?
Shivering guest, do you work at Headgum?
I think that's a yes. They've been on the show.
Yeah, it could be like a podcaster.
Yes.
All right, we've got
Okay, so I mean, we're definitely gonna
Emma
get
and
it,
Marika.
Okay.
right?
Sage or
It could be Sage.
Huge.
Sage has been on the show before.
Yeah,
Poor Sage. If it's Sage,
I hope it's
yeah. If it's Sage,
We have
if
to-
it's Sage, you're in trouble.
would
Yeah.
do this?
What? No, hey, shivering guest, leave the Zoom.
It was Emma. I guess we got to guess Emma.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Okay, go.
Well, yeah. Who do you want to guess?
How about is it Emma or Marika? We'll get a twofer. Is your
Oh.
name Emma or Marika?
Okay, the question is, shivering guest, is your name Emma or Marika? But you only answer yes or no.
Wow.
What is it?
Nailed it.
It's yes. So
Yes.
now we can narrow it down.
It's got to be either Emma or Marika,
So
right?
yeah, we know that
You
it's,
knew
now
that
we know
before.
that it's
I don't know
Emma
why
or
you guessed
Marika.
that question.
Okay, how do we narrow it down?
Because I just don't
It's gonna
think
be boring to say is it Emma?
Marika. So Emma is more of like she would placate Geoff and stand outside.
Yeah.
Marika wouldn't want to placate Geoff, but does not mind suffering.
I would just,
So
What?
Why don't we take a vote?
Shivering guest, this does not count as a guess. Are you hearing the guests, or can you only hear me?
I am.
I am hearing the guests.
okay.
Do we want to?
So did you heard Jake say that you're fine with suffering?
So is Marika.
I don't know, just whoever it is.
No, he said. That's all he said.
You said you're fine with suffering.
You said that the person is fine with suffering.
It's Marika.
Shivering guest. Oh, turn on your camera.
Yeah, you fucked that up really bad.
That's on me. I've never played mystery guest before.
Are you cold?
Well, Jeff didn't tell me to not wear a coat, so I am wearing my coats.
So she's not
She's
shivering.
not even
This would have
shivering,
never
she's just
happened
guessed.
in Studio H.
Just guessed.
But are you shivering?
A little bit, but maybe out of anxiety for being on the street.
It is nerve wracking. That's
All
correct.
right, all right.
All
Very
right.
good, very good.
Good guess.
Thank you, Marika.
Great job.
Well,
Any
Marika,
parting
wish
with
you were
any
here.
plugs?
no.
Do you
Follow
wanna-
her on
do you wanna
Instagram
know
and
how the
Letterboxd,
episode's
folks.
going?
Oh my god, thank you, Jake.
Marika, do you want to know how the episode is going?
Sorry, I can't hear you because there's a
Anya
garbage
says, "Do you want to
can
know how
in
the
front of
episode
me.
is going?"
I do.
Not well.
She says, "Not well."
Yeah. Did you like the art though?
The art
Yes.
looks, yeah, it was really good.
I think the episode's a hit.
The song, the song was awesome.
The segments are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Marika.
Bye, Marika.
Bye.
She can't see us.
Right. That makes sense.
Maybe when she watches this later.
We've come to the final Dregment.
You don't
Great.
say.
So Ferris has COVID.
Ferris does have COVID.
Yeah,
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 so he
made
feel
him
better,
work.
Ferris.
when he sang that,
Yeah.
he was not feeling well. I have a text from him that says,
They're bringing me to the ER. I'm gonna get intubated.
Not
and then his replies. Can you just send that file first?
Yeah.
This is this.
Can you see
sorry.
if I can still have Headgum health insurance
Is the,
as a
is the
contractor?
respirator picking up in the background?
He said, "I'm mid-COVID right now. Don't think because I asked him if he wanted to guest on the show on Friday. He said, I don't think I'll be 100%. So even after knowing he had COVID, I said, okay, wait, I just have to ask. Please say no if you're not feeling well enough.
Oh my
What did I
god.
But if I send you the lyrics to a parody theme song of segments, could you sing a scratch track of it? I think it'd be even funnier if you sound sick and the recording isn't high quality."
It was pretty good.
And then you asked him to be the shivering guest, which is so fucked up.
That was my backup because he wouldn't have had to be outside.
Right, he already has fever-like symptoms.
Ferris says, not as bad as I thought, as he sends me the scratch track. If you had tried me yesterday, I might have thrown up.
So he's trending up.
We do need to take a break, actually. So this is
Yeah, that
perfect.
would have been the perfect time.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, one of the relationships I'm most proud of in my life is the one that I have with Amir, who's sitting right here. I mean, it's an incredible working relationship, wouldn't you say?
No.
Well, a common misconception about relationships is that they have to be easy to be right. But sometimes the best ones happen when people put in the work to make them great. By the way, we're doing a BetterHelp ad, obviously. Therapy can be a great place to work through the challenges you face in all of your relationships, whether with friends, work, your significant other, or anyone. That's why I benefit from therapy by going thrice weekly, Amir. Did you know that about me?
No.
Whether you've been in therapy personally or not, it's always a good time to try it out, to see if it's working for you to better yourself. And BetterHelp is a great place to start. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit BetterHelp.com/what's that today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/what's that. Thanks, BetterHelp.
Maybe if we compliment him a lot, he'll sort of feel uncomfortable for the first time on this podcast.
New Dregment. Jeff, you really are good at a lot of different things.
That's impressive that you did the...
Not really.
and you don't let people don't know that because of how much you fuck things up.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
But you're really good at a lot of different things.
He's also really intelligent. Like,
He's
he almost
really
got like a
smart.
perfect SAT score.
Really smart. People don't know that.
He also, like,
Valedictorian of his
skipped a high
class.
school grade.
It was in Ohio, but
You're impressive.
Still,
You're an
yeah.
impressive guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poesy or noesy?
What?
The next Dregman is poesy or noesy.
Okay.
This is
Edgar
pretty much
Allan Poe's
airlifted.
Pussy or his nose?
I thought we said we're not kidding.
This is just poetry or noetry, but I kind of punched it up. You were saying I was intelligent. I kind of appreciated that. It's not just poetry. It's actually poesy as well. It's not, it's sort of the...
What's poesy?
Poesy is just a synonym for poetry.
No, it's
Is
not.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Poesy?
Yeah,
we're
it's an
saying he's
old-timey
smart.
way of saying poetry.
Have you heard that?
No, never. But I don't know. Maybe
He
it's
did get an almost
real.
perfect score on his SAT.
Poesy, noun, the art and composition of poetry.
That's weird.
Yeah.
A word that sounds like the other word.
So it's actually not poetry. It's the composition of poetry.
So you're gonna read 3 poems? Is it the same exact segment as our show segments?
I ran out of time to come up with a brand new Dregman.
Okay.
But writing a poem is difficult.
You didn't
too.
come up with other new ones either, by the way.
Who's 101? It was a punch up.
And mystery
Punch
guest.
down.
Shivering
guest. Right.
Shivering guest is-
Jeff doing punch downs.
It's a punch
Segments is
down.
really good.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, should we explain to anybody who listens to this show, but not me and Amir show, what this segment is? Poesy or noesy?
You definitely.
Sorry, do
we
you want to
definitely all know.
commandeer the whole show?
No, I haven't. I don't think I've spoken out of turn yet.
I don't think I've said anything yet.
Sure.
I really
Yeah,
plugged
you
it.
guys pitch it and you guys can plug segments. But again, no one who listens to segments, by the way, doesn't listen to Dregments.
What?
Then they already know. The segment
They
is
know.
So what
Yeah, I
about-
don't think
what
that
about-
you have to.
Like some of us who.
okay.
Maybe
so the
there's one or
segment-
two of us
yeah,
that doesn't know.
The segment
Yeah.
is we read 3 poems, 2 of them real, and 1 of them that either Amir or I wrote, and we try to guess, which one.
Amir.
That's a good segment.
Just
a good segment.
shoulders back and maybe scoot your butt back, just like you're.
I'm fine.
You're.
Yeah.
If you're all right with fine, yeah.
Uh,
Here we go. Tinkle, tinkle, little car, how I wonder what you are. Leaking oil every
You.
day, having it your own way. Going up hills real slow, I don't want you any mo. Tinkle, tinkle, little car, boy, what a lemon you are.
Let's hear the second one.
It's not good, but it's like
He might
kind
have
of
found a
impressive
shitty
as a
poem.
limerick.
Yeah.
Every word rhymed, I think.
Okay, go ahead.
With itself? What does that mean? Every word rhymes.
every end of the word, every end of the line.
Every line.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Okay.
A funny young fellow named Perkins was terribly fond of small gherkins.
So this is the limerick.
One day after tea, he ate 90 tree and pickled his internal workins.
That one's pretty good, and I don't think you wrote it.
I don't think you wrote it either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Perkins, gherkins, internal workins.
I don't think you wrote the lemon car one either.
Interesting.
So I think the last one is going to be you. Let's
All
take
right.
a listen.
Where do you think you found the car one?
He just searched
I
Twinkle Tinkle Little Car, and it showed up on Google.
I didn't search it on Google. I searched it on my history
Hmm.
because I love that poem. That's a joke. That one might be the one I wrote.
But you're admitting that gherkins is not you.
Well, I think that you guys are kind of. I wouldn't jump to any conclusions, is what I'll say.
Okay.
There's also a chance you wrote all three of these.
I can see that.
A game show host that's just like sputtering the whole time. Incredible.
A game show is that's leaking oil.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not make haste. Its breast is dressed. Displace horseradishy waste. No need for more zest. Some simply taste and seek to impress, while others disgrace and don't trust the chef. Don't dunk Toro in soy, ditch chopsticks for hands. Drink Sapporo with
Don't.
joy, and let fish guide your glands.
I mean, that one's has to be Geoff.
But here's the thing: there's he could also have plugged in prompts to ChatGPT, and
Yeah, they could all be AI, or they could all be Geoff.
Do you want the titles of all these?
Sure.
yeah, that's usually how poetry.
Okay, the first one is Tinkle Tinkle Little Car.
Yeah.
The second one is Funny Young Fellow. And the last one is Omakase.
All right. So I think I feel like you could have written the first and the last, but the funny young fellow,
Yeah.
I don't. That one seems like it's such an old limerick.
Right,
that-
like a 1912
Yeah.
Harvard Lampoon joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you wrote it, you would have
Like
beaten
a
the joke to
Richard
death a little
Lear.
bit more.
Yeah,
That
I
was
mean, the
his
fact
first
that there was Norman Lear. Yeah,
Right. That's
The
what I
fact
meant.
that there was soy and fish in the last one makes it so.
And Omakase is the title.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that one's obviously Jeff.
Wait, sorry,
The
hold on.
question is,
I
did
have
he
a
write
That
the
question.
one
other
makes
one.
sense, though. That one it's called Omakase, and it's describing
Yeah.
someone who's eating sushi wrong.
I'll say that you only wrote that last.
I have a
one.
question.
Okay.
Are you saying that the other ones were written by like poets or like by?
Yeah, the game is like two written by real
No,
poets.
I know the real game is like that, but this one you're saying the other ones were written by like actual poets, or just like
I don't think that.
Or
I think that's too much
are
information.
the other authors as dumb as you.
it's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm like anybody could have written anything.
Two of these are written by real poets.
poets
Real
Yeah.
poets.
who have written other poems.
Well, it depends on what your definition of published is.
Does Mad
That's kind of
Magazine
what I'm
count?
asking.
Does
yeah.
the internet count? Sure.
No.
Do they have their own books of poetry? Probably not.
I mean, what are you
Okay.
leaning towards, Anya?
Which one Geoff wrote?
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's what you're
impossible to
trying to
say
figure out.
because it's impossible to say because
that bothered you?
because if Geoff versus actual poem is one thing, but Geoff versus like something he read online.
He's
is-
muddied the water. This isn't
Yeah.
a true poetry or noetry, but it's the Geoff version.
All right,
of
so
it.
you guys
I
get yours
think
from the internet?
No, we get award-winning poems.
Yeah.
Not
Really?
like Tinkle Tinkle Little.
They
I
all
do think
win
he wrote
awards?
the last
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Last one. Final
Amir?
answer.
Last one.
Correct! I wrote Omakase.
You tried to steer us away from that. You're like that one. The title
That
makes
one's
sense,
really good,
and
I
the stuff that's
think.
in it is
So
also.
where did you get the first two?
The internet.
Yeah.
Tinkle Tinkle Little Car?
Yeah, I googled short poems.
Got it. And that was
Yeah.
just a website that had that poem on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first
What-
one is Tinkle Tinkle Little Car by Cecilia L. Goodbody. And the second one is Funny Young Fellow by Graham Lester.
A car
Ah.
wrote the first one.
Yeah. I feel like we're not giving my poem enough credit, though. I know that it's like, oh, Geoff wrote that, but it's kind of good.
Let's hear it
It's-
again.
Yeah.
Omakase by Jeffrey James.
By the way, it's not about it being good or not. It's
Yeah.
about we knew it was you.
I know,
That-
but if
It
it
was
hit
a
you
little bit-
viscerally in your
it didn't.
archetypal center, you maybe
It
would have been
didn't.
like, wow, that brought me to tears.
No, but it
Oh,
was
you're gonna
like
bring us-
overwrought in a way that I knew that it was like a Geoff joke.
Yeah,
I
mean,
thought
even
that
the
it
word
Compared to other
joy.
shitty poems, yours
I was
stood
gonna
out.
say that the structure of it was there.
Wasn't.
That the content was cohesive and the whole thing was wrapped in a tiny bow.
There were a lot of buzzwords though that
used
gave
white
it away.
space well.
No, you didn't.
I did use white
You're
space
so obsessed
well.
with fish and joy and
fish and
soy
joy.
that
Joy,
it becomes
joy,
like
sorry, I forgot
soy,
joy.
Toro,
that's your
Sapporo.
identity. Do you understand that? That you're like a fish and soy.
You're a fishmonger. You're a fucking
Yeah.
fisherman.
Honestly, guessing that was like fish in a
Are you
barrel.
fucking proud of yourself?
That's your
what
legacy?
You become?
Yeah.
Like that we hear
trout, and we know it's
like
you.
fish glands, and we're like, yep,
True.
that one's Geoff. He loves that shit.
It's your personality is to be
Yeah.
a fishmonger or monger.
It's crazy to have a comedy style that's just the word joy.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
comedy's kind of healing. I really do think that the world needs a little more joy, and I don't know. Sue me if that's a bad quest.
Let's hear.
Omakase
Yeah.
by Jeffrey James.
Okay.
Do not make haste. Its breast is dressed. Displace horseradishy waste. No need for more zest.
Yeah, listening to it now, it's like obviously.
Horseradishy is the worst adjective ever.
He
Horseradishy
couldn't get it out
waste.
clean either time.
Let's hear you say
Of course
that
it's
word.
not a
once.
word.
I
It's not a
almost
word.
was like, well, this one isn't you because you had trouble reading it. But then I realized
Word doesn't exist.
Horseradishy waste.
horseradishy.
Some simply taste and seek to impress, while others disgrace and don't trust the chef.
Yeah, like the trust me Mizawa.
Omakase
style.
means trust the chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Don't dunk Toro in soy.
Yeah.
Ditch chopsticks for hands.
Right. So you're just explaining how to eat sushi.
But, like,
Nigiri
with your
yeah.
hands.
Yeah. What's that?
You want to say just pick up the fish with your hands?
With
Ditch
nigiri, you're
chopsticks.
supposed to use your hands and dip it fish side down.
Yeah.
Drink. See, this poem is for fuckers like him.
Nice.
We have to take another break before we
Oh
get to the
my
last two lines. Drink Sapporo with joy and let fish guide your glands.
Were you planting those so that we would get it right?
Or
Or
is
can
that
you-
just kind of all you can come
That's what I was
up
gonna say.
with?
Or can you not help yourself?
I did it last, and I thought that but I was like, let me make it about rice and fish, but let me try and make it as good as I can. So I was like, oh, let me
That's
make it
as good
about
as you can?
something. Well, I did it in like 15 minutes,
Right.
but it's like
It's a long time.
It's about
Yeah.
omakase. It has a whole moral to the story, which is like, can we dissect it?
I wouldn't call it a moral.
The breast is dressed,
I think
meaning
you should
don't.
do it
If
it's
nigiri,
breast.
Let her interrupt you. It'll be worth it.
It's not breast.
well, okay, true,
Okay. Yeah.
but when you go to omakase, dining experience or otherwise, the fish is already dressed. It already has the sauce that's supposed
That's
to be
not
on
the
it.
part that I'm saying was wrong.
I know you're not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's really good.
Oh, I see.
Right? I'm saying basically that the poem's about omakase. So the first two lines are do not make haste.
Uh-huh.
The breast is dressed, meaning the
Don't-
sauce is on the
yeah.
fish. You don't need to dunk it in soy. Displace horseradishy waste.
Stop saying that word wrong.
Also, it's not where's the horseradish in your sushi experience? It's wasabi, but it's not horseradish.
Yeah, it is.
it's not.
Really?
It's not.
It's
It's
called
wasabi.
wasabi.
It's literally wasabi.
It's a different plant.
That's in the plant family of
Yeah.
horseradish.
Horseradish.
Horseradish. But displace wasabi. Don't add it on because it doesn't need more zest.
Why didn't you
It
write
doesn't need more
wasabi?
zest.
Wasabi you can even say better than you can say horseradishy.
Some simply taste and seek to impress. Some people go to these places and they know exactly what they're doing,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And then others disgrace the chef by not trusting their ass.
Right.
Don't dunk Toro in soy because it's definitely going to be dressed. Ditch chopsticks for hands because Amir he didn't even know.
Yeah.
With nigiri, you're supposed to use your hands and do fish side down.
I didn't know that either, but
Drink
okay.
Sapporo with joy. Have a good time at the omakase.
Yeah.
and let the fish guide your glands.
The worst thing I've ever heard. Guide your gland.
Plugs. What do you guys have going on? What do you want to point the people
it's over
towards?
already.
Yeah,
was
it happens
It
fast.
was a tight 45. Yeah.
That's great.
Are you ever gonna? You should do that at an open mic and see what actual poetry fans what kind of feedback they
like a
have for you.
poetry open mic or like a stand-up open mic?
Definitely poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either
Not
one.
good enough for stand up.
Or like a band.
I was gonna say like a battle of the bands.
Battle of the glands.
Nice.
Yeah. Plugs. Anya, what do you have going on? What do you want to point the people towards? Radio Free, obviously, Anya.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Which is kind of ironic though, because you aren't free of radio. You host a radio show.
Yeah, it's kind. If you Google it,
It will come.
All right.
listen to Chaotic's Coming Back video
Oh.
episodes, full video on YouTube.
Wow.
March 27th. Submit to the Love Motel. We really need love advice questions. And they don't host a advice show anymore, so you can just pivot and send those to lovemotelradio.com. There's a submission form at the bottom.
So
That'd
if
be
you're
really
still
nice.
confused about love, there's a place to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Would love to talk about your problems on the radio, wgxc.org.
On the radio.
Mm-hmm.
On the radio.
It's a Donna Summer song, actually. It's kind of a deep cut.
Thank you.
It's a great song, but when he sings, you don't snap because then it encourages him to sing more often. Jake?
Check out Me and Amir's show.
Awesome.
It's like
Segments.
Dregments.
It's like
but
Dregments.
a
Yeah.
little-
That's thought out.
a little
I want to
different.
hear your poems. I should go back and listen.
Yeah, they're all up there.
You
for
guys should all go to a
posterity.
poetry reading and see whose poem does better.
I actually got Amir on the latest episode.
I'd love to read Ha-Un to you and see what you think.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit here and tell me Ha-Un or whatever is better than Dregments. Really?
Better than Dregments just
I
in
think
general
people-
as a show? Or better than Omakase as a poem?
Omakase
you
is a
forgot the
poem,
name of his
maybe.
own poem. Yeah, you got him there.
Amir,
Mm.
do you want to plug your divorce lawyer?
Oh,
Damn, I
yes.
didn't realize you're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Avital's back on the market.
Daniel
Congrats.
Goodman is guiding us through this whole crazy fucking morass.
An
we're going
uncoupling.
through. Yeah, dramatic.
Unconscious uncoupling.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah.
And
Our
you
new
did
podcast.
irrigatable
Right.
yard.
You did the
work.
opposite of a prenup where you
A
transferred.
postnup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gave Avital
A peaceful
everything.
transfer of power
Yes.
from one to the other,
Amazing.
which was...
It was a
Does she
fleece
work here
treaty
now?
because you got fleeced in it.
Nice.
Yes, and it
Nice.
was incredible to go through that with her.
And
Yeah.
Goodman.
Goodman, who guided our eye throughout the entire
You're a
thing.
good man. And he is with Avital now, no?
Yeah, I was gonna say he guided your
They're
hands
hooked up. They hooked
to
up.
sign the
once.
paper and also
Yes.
give him the ring.
He sort
He's
of
wearing
held
your
my
ring.
hand.
Yeah.
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 and he deserves it. So
I missed this. What happened?
Basically, Amir got a divorce, and in the divorce papers, you're also supposed to stay chaste for 18 months.
Yeah. Which shouldn't
it's
be
a
an issue.
Yeah, non-compete clause.
Yeah,
where I'm
and
not allowed to.
It's a medieval
ejaculate.
garter clause. So basically, your
A
loins
chastity,
are girded
yeah.
for the better part of a decade, I think. Anyway,
It's called postnuptial cheating, which
Yeah.
I guess she can't do, but I can legally.
But there was this weird live that you did.
Live?
Yeah, you were on IG.
Yeah.
And you were like, check out my post-nup drip.
Yeah.
Post-nuptial drip.
Yeah.
And it was just your chastity belt. And you had put a Stussy sticker on the ass.
With my whole stussy.
Yeah.
My stussy ussy.
At Jeffrey James on Instagram, patreon.com/Riley and Geoff. We're still doing Zardies over there, Zoom parties, so you can come hang out with us for $20 a month.
Sorry.
And sorry, I didn't talk over your plugs.
You did.
Really?
Yeah,
He
you
didn't
basically
plug anything.
commandeered it. Yeah. You
took
turned it
it.
into a divorce lawyer joke.
And also, I just got a Helix Midnight Luxe mattress from best
No, wait.
Los
You
Angeles
really- hold
luxury
on.
mattress sales stores near me.com. And that's a
That's the URL?
best Los Angeles luxury mattress
not-
sales stores near me.com.
That's their URL.
Yes, they're on 21st in Wilshire in Santa Monica, California.
You cannot be doing ad deals on the side of the show.
If you go, they'll give you a free pillow or two.
Or two?
It depends how well you negotiate with the guy. But he's very kind, and he helped me out.
Tell him to change the URL.
Free delivery, I said.
No, you didn't.
I meant to. Best Los Angeles luxury mattress sales stores near me.com.
Insane.
We'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for listening to this episode of Dregments.
He sells Helix mattresses.
He sells all kinds of mattresses.
That was a Headgum original.